Hello and welcome to another episode of Unikron's Gaming, or welcome back to Unikron's Gaming. Today we're going to be talking about a Capcom brawler called The Punisher. Let's give a brief history on The Punisher. This is another Capcom scrolling beat 'em up that came out in 1993. Obviously it stars Marvel Comics anti-hero The Punisher, aka Frank Castle. It's a multiplayer co-op game, 2-player. You can also play as the original Nick Fury, from Shield, as the second player, and they embark on a mission to kill the king of crime, the Kingpin, or the crime lord, the Kingpin, and bring down his organization. It plays very similar to a lot of other Capcom brawlers. So, and it's also like Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, it's got a comic book presentation, and I would say it leans into it more heavily than Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, in my opinion. Okay, so first things first, what should I talk about first? Graphics, audio, or gameplay? I'm going to go with graphics. Yeah, sprite work, I love it. Love this sprite work. It's great. I have nothing negative to say about the sprite work. I love the animation. I love the look of the characters. I love the style of the characters. It embodies the arcade feel, the comic book feel. It's brutal. It's violent, like the comics were and should always be. Yeah, great. Obviously, it's got the OG Nick Fury. Before some guys saw the remake of Shaft with Samuel L. Jackson and thought, oh, you know what? I want him as Nick Fury. Let's just put a patch on him. And then Samuel was like, oi, that's my likeness. Pay me. Anyway, yeah. So it's just a good-looking sprite-based scrolling brawler or scrolling beat 'em up. Great animation. Yeah, I don't think there's anything you probably want. I mean, it doesn't go overboard with animation, but I think it's enough. At this time, I think Capcom they hit a sweet spot with their scrolling beat 'em ups. It was just this Captain Commandos before this. This game here, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, and was it Aliens vs Predator? Yeah, I think that those games just look so good, and this is part of that. Yeah, sprite work great. Decent palette scrolling, which is always nice palette scrolling there. Storyboard elements in there as well. Look at the way he's breathing. Just good animation. It's even good static animation, which is nice. And look at that. You see when he's shooting the gun, do you see like the muzzle flash on his character? He lights up. Just little details like that. The comic book bits when you punch things, like blam, pow, all that type of stuff. Great, excellent. So yeah, I really do like the graphical details in the character. The enemies, they look good. Yes, we've got that thing, when they just repurpose sprites or just different colored versions of certain characters. But hey, at least they got their names there as well. But that's what it was. That's what we're doing. Hey, we still do that to this day when we got our pixel beat 'em ups or bitmap beat 'em ups. You get color swaps. So yeah, but yep. Characters look great. Animations for all types of characters look great. Bosses as well. Some of them look a bit kooky, but it's what the design was. So yeah, that's good. Background graphics, they're serviceable. Not much is really moving. I mean, there's good interactivity there, but not much is really moving there. But I'd say at least it's varied enough. So yeah, I like that. And pay attention to those female ninjas. But pay close attention to them. Just graphically, just have a look at them. See, just have a look at them. Those female ninjas in order. And then when we get to another version, I'm going to talk about those female ninjas a bit more. So yeah. So graphics, great. Animations, parallax scrolling, the colors, nice and bright, good contrast. Yeah, I haven't got nothing bad to say about the graphics as it stands. I mean, would you have a character now smoking a cigarette? I don't think they'd be able to get away with that now, would they? But hey, you know, it was the 90s, 1993 to be precise. So yeah, that's a graphics done. Wonderful. Okay, audio. I prefer this game's audio to Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. They're pretty similar, but I just prefer some of the voices that they use for this. Once again, I can't really make out what they're saying too well, but it's really cool. The music I prefer a bit more than Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. I'm going to compare the two of them because they both came out the same year, and I remember them both around about the same time. So yeah, but I do prefer the music in this game compared to Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. So yeah, but no, the music sound, the voices, once again, just like Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, I really appreciate the sounds of the voices. The hit sounds are nice and crunchy. The guns sounds really cool. The voices are pretty cool as well. Like I said, I can't always make out what the hell they're saying, but I do like them. Yeah, they are, I find really cool in this game. I think it matches the game. I would say not necessarily background music, but if you played it to me on a random Monday and say, what game's that? What game's that, Unikronn? I won't be able to tell you. But if I heard the sound effects and the voices, oddly enough, I probably would be able to tell you that it's the Punisher compared to other games. So yeah. Also, pay attention to this robot as well. This funky looking robot, which is just a weird design, but pay attention to that robot along with the ninja woman. So yeah, definitely pay attention to that. So yeah, audio, all good for me. I like it even from the get-go when you put in your coins and stuff like that. Well, you don't have to now because this is natively on home consoles, which is always a good thing. Okay, gameplay. The most important thing, the hit detection is spot on. I do like a bit of good hit detection. I was worried because I couldn't really remember it. I was thinking, oh, is it going to be as good as Cadillacs and Dinosaurs? 'Cause to me, that hit detection is great. This is also just as good, to be honest. No different. Excellent. Yeah, so I'm glad that the hit detection works and works well. Combos are nice. Selection of moves and specials are nice as well. I think, is it down, up, and attack, or up, down, and attack? Gives him a particular attack, or either one of the two. You can't run, but you can dash, or roll, I should say, which is nice. You can grab and then punch them up, or jump in the air and give them like a power driver coming down, which is also good, a la Haga from Final Fight. Yeah, a good set of moves, really cool. Pickups and weapons, not quite as good as Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, because once you finish with the guns, I believe you drop them, you can't use them like a bat or a crowbar or anything like that, which is a shame. Yeah, so not quite as good as Cadillacs and Dinosaurs there, but still very good because there's a lot of pickups to be had there. So guns, which you have anyway, you can pick up machine guns as well, knives, boomerangs, pipes, you name it. You can eat your beef to get your health back, and slices of pizza for small amounts of health. I mean, look at the boomerang here, cool. And you can also pick up, I believe there's ninja stars, not there you go, there's an axe. The only thing I would say is that they're a bit slow with the pipes and the axe, and I would like them to last just a little bit longer before they disappear and they're no use. Certain enemies, like these ninja women here, I'd like it if you could beat them up and make them drop their sword. That'd be cool, but no. But yeah, so those guys there, you can make them drop their knives, but you can't make these girls drop their swords, which is a little bit new. I'd like to be able to take the sword and give them a beating with it, or stab them up, slash them up with it, but that's not to be. So yeah, what else when it comes to gameplay? It's multiplayer, so it's 2-player. It would have been so cool if it was actually 3-player. I mean, but who would have got in there? The only person I can think of, but would have been overkill, would have been Daredevil, because he probably would have been too good, but he would have made sense in the quote-unquote storyline, but he would have been too strong. Could have been like a Spider-Man type powers. So yeah, he probably would have been a bit too strong, because these guys are just normal humans, aren't they? Whereas Daredevil's got heightened senses, so I reckon he'd probably be too good. But still, you know, it's an arcade brawler, that doesn't matter. It would have been nice if it was 3 player, and the 3rd player would have been Daredevil. Look at that. Get little hugs to get some energy back, some health. Yeah, that's right, Castle. You get them hugs in. Yeah, so that's nice. And there's another thing. Look, pick that up. If I can get that in time. Just smacking me up a bit. Crowd control with the special, which is just both attacks. Also, as well, you've got a mid-air one. We can jump and press jump and kick again, and they throw their grenades down as well. So that's another good big area of attack move. So that's also like a nice big get off me. What else can I talk about gameplay? Oh, the bosses. Unfortunately, there's that Capcom fare where bosses have so many other minions around them. It does tend to get annoying, but unfortunately, this was what beat 'em ups did in that particular time period. You never really got to fight the boss one-on-one, which is annoying. Even if they had to put minions in there, I would have liked the fact that I can beat the living daylights out of the minions and then take the boss on one-on-one, but for the most part, that never happened in this game. It does happen a little bit when you fight this robot here, but later on, a slightly less powerful version comes along with another slightly less powerful boss. So it's still annoying. And look at the energy bar of that. This son of a mother. I mean, that energy bar is ridiculous. But yeah, so that does grate me, really, to be honest. It does grate. It was another thing. I don't know. It chaffs my nips that the bosses are that cheap, but yet still they've got all their henchmen around with them. Yeah, a few more different styles of henchmen would have been nice as well, because just before you get halfway through the game, you've basically seen everyone. I'm gonna say most of the sprite work on there, but you know, I'm just nitpicking now. But yeah, gameplay wise, I've mentioned most of the stuff. Obviously, some stuff I've probably forgotten. Because this game I didn't make notes on. Don't know why. I should have done. Very unprofessional. Then again, I'm not even a professional. So there you go. But yeah, gameplay is wonderful in this game. Absolutely wonderful. No qualms. Really. Would have been nice if you could have 3 player. Like I said with Daredevil, but you can't. Bit of a nuisance with bosses. Could have always got some other henchmen with them. And there's also those couple of annoying types. The bosses, when you knock them down, they've got quite a few invincibility frames, so don't stand near them when they get up, because you will get knocked over, which is extremely annoying. But you know, this game was made to steal your credits, especially on the harder settings. Okay, just going to talk about my general history with this game. Outside of Final Fight and Captain Commando, this was the next Capcom brawler that was basically in most places that I saw. Everywhere it was Final Fight first, and also Captain Commando was another very popular one. But this game here, look at a nice little bonus stage. Reminds me of Street Fighter, but obviously these guys are a lot more violent, so they're using guns. What was I saying? Yeah, my history. This game was in quite a few just random arcades or just arcade cabs. You didn't have to struggle to find it. It wasn't around for as long as I would have liked it to be around. Final Fight and Captain Commando, they were always in some corner somewhere, whereas this, not so much. But this, I didn't see get played that much, which is a bit sad, to be honest. I played it a lot because obviously I love my comic stuff, and I didn't really know much about the Punisher. Okay, because I was a Spider-Man fan, I knew enough about the Punisher, but not like a lot. I knew more about Daredevil than I did the Punisher, but I really did appreciate the game and how it played and how it looked. So yeah, and I was just, at the time I was annoyed that I didn't have the home version, I should say, at the time. But yeah, that is my history with the game. So when this game was around, I don't think I paid more than 20 pence locally for a credit. And when I went to the West End, I always saw this game somewhere. It wasn't always being played. Sometimes people might just put the last few credits in before they went home. But this game was always there somewhere in the corner, and you could hear it as well. So yeah, but no, it's just it was like I said, it was like third. It was this for East London. It was this game in East London after Final Fight Captain Commando. Those were all over the place. This is like, oh, for God's sake, another Final Fight. You couldn't move for not seeing a Final Fight. And then barely saw Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. And when I did see it, for whatever reason, the arcade didn't have it for long. I think they had it for 2 months max. Aliens vs Predator was like gold dust. My God, you wanted to see it, but I didn't see it in East London. It was just a place in the West End, or if I was somewhere in London and I saw a random arcade, not East London, I would see it and I'd be like, wow. Yeah, so obviously this is just the ending I'm showing you here. So yeah, so that's my history with this. Most people I know, odd enough apart from Chelsea, know about this game, have good memories of the game, but don't remember it like they remember Final Fight or Captain Commando. So for whatever reason, some of Capcom's licensed brawlers or scrolling beat 'em ups are just not as remembered of like the amount of playtime that they got compared to say Final Fight and Captain Commando, because we've all played these games but just not that much in England, or in London I should say, and the people that I've spoken to. So for example, obviously I know people that played Alien vs Predator, but if you say to them, have you played it as much as you played Final Fight, they'll tell you no. And the same for Captain Commando. Most people, even if they didn't choose to play Captain Commando, they always saw Captain Commando around. So yeah. And some people may just only know Captain Commando from the SNES pool. I remember I had that game on my PlayStation 1. I didn't have it on the SNES, but I loved it on my PlayStation 1. And for me, I played it religiously while I was playing Metal Gear Solid 1. Yeah, I got the two run about the same time. And when I took a break from Metal Gear Solid, it was getting a bit much. I would put in Captain Commando just for something completely different to play. Then I'd play Metal Gear Solid 1 again. So yeah, I didn't have it on the SNES, but I had it on the PlayStation 1. And obviously I've had Captain Commando in plenty of compilations, but not necessarily this game. Obviously not Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, and obviously not Aliens vs Predator. I mean, I'm so glad Capcom finally released the arcade version of this, so that we can have it on modern systems. And to be honest, this collection that it's on, I don't think there's a weak game in there, because you've got what? X-Men vs Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes. You've got is it X-Men vs Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes versus, is it Street Fighter or is it Capcom? Can't remember what it's called. Yeah, I think Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. Then you've got Marvel vs Capcom 1, Marvel vs Capcom 2, and you've got this. There's not a weak game on this compilation. It is probably, I know they've got that Brawler compilation that came out last generation, which is still good, but that's got no licensed stuff on there. But for licensed stuff, this is probably the best compilation. I'm gonna say it's my favorite compilation, even more than that Konami Turtles compilation. Yeah. So that's that really. Now let's get on to the only port that I can remember. So in 1995, we got a port of The Punisher to the Sega Mega Drive. I'm gonna say I didn't look into the history of this because I don't personally care. I didn't own this game. Obviously, I love the arcade version. It's not my favorite Capcom brawler. That's Captain Commando, just subjectively. But this looks to be, I don't think this is an 8-meg cartridge. Something's telling me this is a bigger cartridge. So I'm going to assume it's 16, because something's just off and not right about this. It could be an 8-meg, but I'm going to guess 16, because something about it doesn't look like it could fit on an 8-meg cartridge. Simply because I think it's 2-player. If it was a single-player game, I'd say 8 meg, but I think it's 2-player at the same time. But anyway, this is the intro. You're thinking to yourself, oh, okay, it's not bad so far. Everything looks cool. A little bit too much brown, but all right. We can deal with that. Bearing in mind that we've had what, Special Champ by this time, I believe. So you're probably thinking, yeah. This should look good. Captain Commander's been on the SNES. So yeah, you think yourself, this should be a good game. We've had Streets of Rage stuff, so this would be cool. So, alright, sprites, decent size sprites, not the best, but decent size sprites. If we're going graphics first, let's go graphics first. Yeah, animation, it's, if this came out in 1989, yeah, brilliant. But we're talking 95? So some parts of the world, they were playing on a bloody PlayStation. And I'm looking at this. So we've had Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3 by this time. All the Street Fighters. And then, who made this? I mean, yeah, the animation's still a little bit choppy. I mean, look at the jabs and stuff. It's not the fastest game. What I should have done is just let him just stand there and see. Oh, he does breathe. Okay, at least he's got the breathing animation. The sprites could have been bigger and should have been bigger, but all right, fine. They're not. Look at what's going on with the color palette here. Too much gray. Way too much gray. But yeah, we know near the end of the Mega Drive, it was being pushed. So all right, fine. But come on, you tell me you couldn't have put a bit of orange in there for the street or the bricks on that particular building? It's something is not right here. I don't know how rushed this was. The sprites, we're missing quite a few different enemy sprites here. We are. Where's his cigarette? Don't know. All of a sudden he's giving up smoking. Nick Fury. Where's the blood? We're shooting. There's less blood. This is supposed to be a Punisher game. That move, I don't know what that is. I didn't manage to do that in the arcade, so I don't know what that move is. That was flute, by the way. Yeah, it's a bit strange there. The lack of blood and everything else. They've changed a lot. The sprites, or perhaps the sprites are the same. They just don't look as good, so they look different to me. Parallax scrolling, there is some of it in here, but boy, it's basic. Like I said, this is not a 1995 game for the Mega Drive. It's just not. Whether you want to talk about the Disney stuff with Aladdin, Castle of Illusion, Quackshot, stuff that we've seen in Sonic 1, 2, and 3, this, no. Graphically, I'm going to say no. The Mega Drive can do so much better. I mean, we're not talking quite disappointment levels of Shakan Forever, man, but it's still not what I'd expect. They even have some 2D scrolling X-Men games that I think look much better than this. So, yeah, I'm just not happy graphically with this game. Audio-wise, the actual music isn't bad. It's not bad. Everything else is a bit weak sauce, man. The voices, the hits. It just, considering it's supposed to be a port of the arcade, I'm comparing it to the arcade. It just, nah. It's not doing it for me. Audio-wise either. It's like I said, the music. I'll give it that. The music. I like the music. I do like the music. It's not okay. I do like it. Well, actually, no. The two things can be still correct. It can just be okay, but I still like the okay music. It doesn't get nothing above a 5, but it's still okay, and I happen to like the music. I wouldn't choose it over anything like Streets of Rage or Street Fighter, or even hell, the Mortal Kombat 2 and Ultimate Mortal Kombat on the not PS3, sorry, on the Mega Drive. It's not better than anything like that, but you know, it's okay. But for 1995, this is not good enough. This is the Mega Drive. It can do much better than this. As for gameplay, I say gameplay's crap. I don't care if anyone says the gameplay's crap. I mean, the hit detection is not solid as arcade, therefore it fails. It just fails. It's supposed to be a scrolling beat 'em up. If the hit detection is wrong on a scrolling beat 'em up, then there's no point. And to me, it's off. So therefore, it's a failure. Remember that I said about watch the robot. This is that same robot. Look how different it looks. I forgot to mention the female ninjas. Basically, they're fully clothed. They're fully clothed. They don't look dirty enough. They just don't look. They look too wholesome, and I don't like that. But this ninja looks. Sorry, not this ninja. This robot android thing now looks like some sort of predator beast. So yeah, why does this remind me of Dick Tracy on the Mega Drive? I don't know why. That bit there just reminds me of it. Yeah, but gameplay. I mean, that guy there is way too fast. He's way too. Look at the machine gun. There's no recoil. It just three lazy bullets. Look at the beef. The beef doesn't even look. It. Yeah, look. I'm supposed to be jabbing fast and stuff, and it's just nah. It's the gameplay is being bastardized. Let's face it. It's like the illegitimate son of. It's like Capcom. If they saw this now, they'd be like, "We didn't make that." But it's got Capcom in the front. No, it's not us. We're not the father. You are not the father. You know what I mean? There's ninjas I was talking about. See, look, the female ninjas. You wouldn't even know they're female in this version. What do they look like? Mate, if that's your girl, whose daughters are they? I mean, you ate, I don't know, fairy liquid when your mum was pregnant and you came out looking like that. They just look all types of deformed. They look like frogs with a blonde wig. No, just as a port, this game sucks. For 95? I mean, at this point you had, was it the Turtles games on the Mega Drive? The Turtle Brawler. Is it Turtles in Time or whatever it's called? Hyperstone Heist? No, I think that's the SNES. It's Turtles in Time on the Mega Drive, isn't it? I believe. And I hope was it the other way around? Whichever the one that's on the Mega Drive, that version is great. Streets of Rage 1, 2 and 3 over this. We've had Street Fighter 1 and 2. We've had Mortal Kombat 3 on the Mega Drive. This just, to hell with this game. I'm out. I'll see you in my next video. Peace. Don't play this version. Just play the arcade version.